I'm from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. My name is Ейпріл.
Ейпріл.
But I go by Babcza. I have children back home. They are 6, 10, and 14 that I speak to often. I truly do believe that everything that we do here matters for their future. Joke that I'm older than I say I am. So when they ask, like, oh, are you going to do this? No, I'm tired, I'm Babcza. But really the understanding is that I'm the caretaker of so many people. I can't say how many, but all of these men I look after. And even the officers, when there is something, they come to me. I also kind of find it like a joke, you know. I know I'm not Babcza, but they will say, Babcza's coming, and then it's me. You know, it puts a smile on someone's face because it's you. You're Babcza. Yeah, any reason, especially when you are hurting in a moment where it is the worst. And you can smile a little bit. It's nice. I have 2 foundations, so we did a lot of different things from humanitarian aid, and then I started doing animal evacuations because I was going to places like Bakhmut, Zarechny, Siversk, Ukrainsk, Toretsk, and I was doing a lot of water delivery in Siversk. It's over by Bilogorivka. And so I would go in with water, come out empty, and I would have 16, 20 animals at a time, bringing them out, so. Yeah, I've been here since December 2022 as a volunteer, and I spent a lot of time in the frontline areas and slowly watched those places disappear. So towards the end of last year, I really started to believe that this is never going to end. I would continue rescuing animals and delivering water and food bags, but it won't end unless we help the military. So I understood that maybe I wouldn't be the best infantry soldier, but medical I could do.
Do you take care of them like they are your children?
Of course. Some of them, our youngest is 18. He could be my child. I mean, I would be young, but he could be my child. And I look at all of them. I care about their health, and I've reorganized a lot of our medical part of our unit to make sure that they're getting the proper care that they deserve. And I look at all of their equipment. Every day I'm working towards making sure that they can get the things that they need, you know. This battalion is like my baby. I've been here since our commander said he was going to have this battalion, and I've tried so hard to make sure that they have the things that they need, and I hope that it'll be okay. I miss who I was before war, and this ignorance that you have, and being able to just be selfish. I am a different person, absolutely. I don't see the importance of, you know, going to the mall or seeing that new movie or anything like that. There's just so much that I could do in my time to help other people, to help my battalion, that I am focused on that 24/7. I have a big understanding now that it's not really about how you die, but how you live. We are trying very hard to fight out here, and many people do run away, but it is only buying you time. Time before that rocket hits you or your family, time before you are taken to the front line, or your sons or anything else. We all fight here for everybody else's free time, every single one of these people.
Do you know what is written there?
Yeah, I won't let them down, the Ukrainian people.
Nice.
Actually, one of our soldiers gave it to me.
Do you have Ukrainian roots?
No. I am honored, actually, to be. It's Холодний Яр. It's prestigious. It's not easy. We are living the best years of our lives in war. We are slowly growing up during this. I'm 36 years old. I've been here for almost 3 years, you know. I'm supposed to be doing so many other things in my life, and all of these people, the youngest man in our battalion is 18 years old. This man has only known war in his life. And I think that all of us feel a sense of family in a way that we have lost in our own families that don't understand us. So I feel happy to be here because I am understood. I am me. I think the scariest time, was in Siversk. I was almost hit by mortars, and I think that was scary, but I truly do believe it's not how you die, it's how you live. So there's no point to sit in that moment. You work, you keep going. And I've been in Siversk where missiles have hit just less than a block away from me. We work 7 days a week as medics here right now. But I also am still the director of 2 foundations. So I spend my free time trying to represent the battalion in many ways. I do a lot of outreach things with children. I have big jobs. My rest is sleep, and then We work. Get my lashes done once a month because I don't have time for makeup. I was losing my mascara. I don't want to do my hair, you know. That I take 3 hours every month to do that. And thank goodness there's still some ladies working at the front lines to do these things. But as far as the desire to be that woman now, not really. There's no time. I live in the mountains. Yeah.
In the mountains?
I live in the
Beautiful
mountains.
place.
In Horace, yeah.
Do you like hiking?
Yeah, I like fishing. I really did enjoy my life in that moment. But there was so much happening here, and I had this deep understanding within myself that this was something close to World War II. And that time, in the beginning of World War II, before it was World War II, there was many volunteers, people who also felt that call. So there were still people like me. And I saw Butcha, and I saw Izum, and I couldn't move forward. So even in Canada in that time, I wasn't enjoying my life in the way that I could. I wasn't present. And now I have this understanding that all of those things before, they didn't matter. When you don't live in a war and it doesn't directly impact you, and to not be able to understand the implications of what this means for your future when you are across an ocean. But this will impact every single one of us. If Russia wins here, it's not just Russia that we worry about. It's all of the dictators in the world that are watching the world's reaction, people's reaction, and our ability to forget that these things are happening because it doesn't reach us. We have to keep going. And I know for a fact, just even through my foundation and my social media, that interest is kind of waning. It's hard to stay into war every day, but every single one of us, we don't get to forget. We are tired. I'm sick right now, but we don't get to go home and we don't get to rest. We just keep going, and I hope that people back home can also try in just those few moments a day to keep going, whether it's to just watch something about Ukraine, to share something about Ukraine, to ask the news why they're not publishing things about Ukraine. If Russia continues to advance, it's not just soldiers we are losing, it is the people that these atrocities continue to happen. There's drone footage in Torsk, which is on the other side of Liman, of a woman being shot in the street. These are things that are still happening. Look at Vovchansk. Look at Adivka. These atrocities, even though they're not widely published, they are still happening, and civilians are still tortured, murdered, and taken further into Russia, and we don't know what's happened to them. These things will continue to happen the further that Russia keeps going. So I hope, in my dream, that we can see those people. Again, we can get these lands back, because if there are people left, they are waiting. They're waiting for us, for someone to come. Ukrainians are like the only people in the entire world who have been given all of the weapons and learned how to use them in the most extraordinary amount of time. We have never seen a war like this with drones and trench warfare, which is not really something that NATO really knows a lot about. Ukrainians will be training people, I think, for many years to come, and it's always the hope that there will be no more wars, but we will continue to learn from this war for a very, very long time. Ukrainians will be teaching us how to use our own weapons, because there is so much ingenuity here and things that have never been done before. We didn't know that our weapons were possible, that we're doing here. We need to focus on the fact that maybe not all of these weapons that we could provide, and we still need to ask for, but there are things that we could be doing on the battlefield that we could be investing in right now, our time and energy, even from volunteers and from civilians, and your fundraising to actually invest in technology that is in Ukraine. It is so, so important. If we want to win and we want to live, we have to work together, and we need to kind of forget, as civilians especially, and Viskovi, military on the ground, forget about the bigger picture of governments outside, and to work together. How do we do this? The military is already trying to work towards this, but I do believe that there's so many things that civilians in Ukraine could be doing for us here and could make a huge impact if we really work together. Even 10% of your time could be used to help us on the battlefield.